How's it going, book nerds? Thomas here with Read, Review, Recommend, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be going over everything we read in January of 2026. So, it has been a pretty impactful month. It's been pretty fun. It went by really fast. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. So, the first thing that we finished was the Field Guide. This is book 1 of the Spiderwick Chronicles. What a book. I loved it. The full review is up on the channel. Very quick read. Great introduction to the series. You're going to be seeing a lot. That is mostly, what I read this month. This one was also the Spiderwick Chronicles. So, this is book 2, The Seeing Stone. Let's see, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of our 10 books read this month were Spiderwick Chronicles. So, we're just gonna do one of those. So, book 3, Lucinda's Secret. All of these so well paced, such good introductions to the fantasy world for your younger kids, your beginning readers. And I'm talking about like beginning to read by themselves, 2nd, 3rd grade. These are great for them. All of these first 5. All of the first 5. The first 5 go on the journey with the Grace family in the introduction to the fairies that are all throughout their world. And the ending for it, the Wrath of Mulgarath. Honestly incredible. I love the whole entire first 5 books. And then jumping into the next trilogy, which they had written a little bit later on and is definitely for a little bit older of a group, but I would say maybe middle school. 6th, 7th, 8th grade readers would love these 3 books. They were absolutely incredible. All 3 of them, everything that they could have learned from oh my god, sorry about that. Everything that they needed to learn from the first 3 books and implement, or everything that they wanted to do but they didn't do because it was for a younger group, they did in this book. And they really displayed their penmanship and how well they are able to construct a story. I thought this was an incredible finish to the world, the universe that they had built. I thought it was an incredible display of how much they had learned over the years. And just as an entire universe, those 8 books, absolutely incredible. After that, we got to read One Piece, Volume 1, by Oda. What a masterpiece! Right off the rip, Oda came with fire. Oda knew what he was doing. I mean, right off the rip, he came just everything straight out. Just he knew exactly what he was getting into. He knew exactly what he was doing. I don't know if I've ever been more excited to jump in and read a manga ever in my entire life. I don't know if it's going to be as good as it was with me reading Vinland Saga, but I didn't know anything about Vinland Saga going into it. And this, I know exactly where we're going. And I'm so excited that with how much I love the anime, this feels better already straight off the bat. I am so excited about that. I am almost positive already I am going to passionately love each and every volume of One Piece. I cannot wait to get to certain arcs that were kind of slow in the anime that I think are just going to be incredible to read on the manga. And Book 10, 96% of the way through Mistborn. We are shooting this video on January 30th, 2026. I have 1 day left. I am positive I'm going to be finishing Mistborn. So the last book that I read in January is Mistborn Arrow 1, Book 2, The Well of Ascension by Brando Sando. Maybe I should put his whole name. Nah, I like Brando Sando, and he's the fucking man. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. But, I'm loving the story. Book 2 has been incredible. People were not kidding when they told me that the latter half of each book was just going to be a joyride all the way through. And I have absolutely loved the ending of this one so far. I cannot wait to wrap it up. Like I said, my Goodreads says that I'm 93% finished. I will finish it by tomorrow. I am so excited. I do read books in between, so I am going to read The Gunslinger by Stephen King before I get into The Hero of Ages. But I'm not going to lie, I'm going to speed read through Stephen King's book because I cannot wait to get into the final book of this trilogy. I am so excited. These 10 books this month, let's put it this way. Since 2009, I have not read more than 1 or 2 volumes of manga per year until I picked up Sanderson's Mistborn trilogy. Since then, I have read the first book of that. I have read Age of Misrule, the first book of that trilogy. Those I read before this year started. I did those both in December. The review of those are also up on the channel. I'm not including that in this because those weren't read in 2026. But in 2026 alone, I have already put in 10 books, hundreds of pages. And I cannot tell you how much enjoyment it has been. Plus, it's also given me an appreciation for being patient to a build-up again. One thing that you lose with scrolling and a lot of things on the internet is the build up and the display of detail that can be shown through a written story. Our goal is 100 books by the end of this year. So far, it looks like we're on pace. So let's see how we do. I really want to tell you guys thank you for joining me today. I can't wait to hear. I hope you guys comment down below and tell me, what have you guys read this year? What have you guys put in the work? What are your guys' goals for reading this year? Let me know. I would love to hear it. I'd love to interact with you guys in the comments. I have been Thomas with Read, Review, Recommend. I'll see you next month. Y'all have a good one. Do 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 do. Bop bop. Later.